Welcome to Unity of Mesa, all of you who are in the room with us today and everyone who's joining us online. My name is Jennifer Magnano. I'm your spiritual leader and a spiritual director here at Unity of Mesa. And it is an absolute pleasure and joy to be here with you today. Let's take a moment just to draw. Unity of Mesa is a part of a worldwide unity movement dedicated to being the transformative presence of love in this world. As we gather each week as a dynamic, vibrant, and inclusive space, we recommit to being that presence out in the world. So by request this week, we're going to do our prayer a little bit differently, and we'll see how we like it. So what we've been saying, what we've been preaching to ourselves and each other is living out the 5 principles, which is the foundation of unity and the unity movement. We've been saying them separately. Today we're going to try and say them together. So I'll say them first, all 5 of them, and then I'll say them with you after that. If it helps, you can use your hand, and we'll start memorizing it together. All right. Love is, I am, I think, I pray, I act. Let's do that together. Love is, I am, I think, I pray, I act. Let's do that one more time. Love is, I am, I think, I pray, I act. And so it is, and so we let it be. Y'all sounded beautiful, by the way. Upcoming about love in action. This is Julie's last weekend at Unity of Mesa. And we're so grateful for all of her service through the years, and we're very excited to continue collaborating with her as she brings Unity of Gold Canyon to life. Before we leave today, we're going to pray over Julie because she will be going off next week for her ordination, which is really, really exciting. We have a couple of new things coming up. So when you walked in today, you might have seen our swap shop. The swap shop is a space to bring anything that's gently used. I'm not talking about like your old lipstick that you don't like. I'm talking about like a skirt that is gently used that you don't want to wear anymore, or a book that you've read that you think somebody else would love. You can bring those and put them on that table. And then if you go by that table and you see something that you love and you want to take home, please take it home with you. And we'll be doing that every 4th Sunday. We also are going to be starting on Zoom this Friday, The Power of 8. So many of you took the class that Audrey Burke shared with us recently. It is a beautiful process of prayer established by Lynn McTaggart. And that process is of being intentional for 8 minutes. So whatever it is that you bring into the space, you could email me at jennifer@unityofmesa.org, and that will be a public prayer in that space. Or you can come and join with us on Zoom. The link is online. It's on the website right now, and you can just click that link and it'll bring you straight to the Zoom on Friday mornings. And we'll go over it each week while we're in there so that you'll understand more of the process. But just be prepared to pray less than 15 minutes on every Friday. We also have our volunteer appreciation dinner coming up on Friday, June 5th at 6 p.m. It'll be right here in this room. And we had a wonderful time last year of about 80 individuals who have been volunteering. I will be sending out invites this afternoon. You can also just show up. If you've volunteered, if you think you've volunteered, you have volunteered, and you can come. The How to Love book study continues on. It has been beautiful. 17, 18 people each week so far. We've been studying the works of Thich Nhat Hanh. It will change your life, so definitely join us 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Judy Suter will be teaching this coming Saturday. And then we have our incredible music director, Jay Melberg. So Jay wears many hats, and one of those hats is music instruction, and he teaches the piano. So if you're interested, take a picture of the slide, come see him after service. Obviously, he's really good at what he does. He keeps coming back. You keep asking him to come back. So we're really glad to support him in this way. And if you're interested, please feel free to reach out to him. All right, if you'd like to stand as you are able, we're going to invite Kirsten and John up. We're going to sing the congregational, I Am Alive with the Spirit of God.
I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. You are 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 alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. We are alive with the Spirit of God. We are alive with the Spirit of God. We are alive with the Spirit of God. Oh yeah, we are alive with the Spirit of God. We are alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God.
So we have something special this morning. Thank you to Kirsten and John. We have our prayer chaplain induction. So once or twice a year, we do a prayer class. And during that time, if you're interested in learning how to pray the Unity Way, you come and you take classes. Some people come and they decide that they want to become prayer chaplains based off of what they've learned. So I want to start off by inviting those of you who are already prayer chaplains to come on up for this time. And you can line up just in the back here. Grab my handy dandy binder. So grateful for all of you. Just take a moment and notice who's up here. Got Jim and Erica and Sharon and Audrey and Judy and John. They're here almost every single weekend. And I think that is a really powerful statement of their investment in our spiritual well-being. Unity was founded on prayer. It was founded on the prayer life of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, and the practice of prayer is what changed their lives. And thus, they began a Bible study, I guess is what you would call it, where they were meeting regularly just to meditate and pray. And out of that created this whole movement with millions of people all over the world that now center their lives on prayer. It's a pretty special thing. With these incredible prayer chaplains, we are going to induct 2 new prayer chaplains today. I'd like to invite Nancy and Kevin to come on up. You can actually stand right out in front of everyone. Good try, though. Good try. All right. Chaplains are always available for confidential listening to the life experiences of congregants and friends. Through the vast and long course of life, chaplains recognize that a person's needs might change, and so they are adaptable and sensitive to individual needs. A person's spirituality may or may not involve participation in a formal religion or philosophy. The prayer chaplains at Unity of Mesa know they can tap into spiritual connection and affirmation in a variety of ways, such as sharing conversation or a meal in the community room, smiling and greeting one another while on campus, praying or meditating, or simply being. When you came in today, you received a little slip of paper. And if you didn't, we'll take a moment now. They're the right length, yes.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to pray. This is a congregational response. So when you see the part that says congregation, you can start responding. Blessed be these chaplains of our spiritual community. May they feel their kinship with the spirit of the universe and all sentient beings. Blessed be these chaplains of love who reflect the power and presence of God, the divine universe and cosmos. May they know the truth of love, the love others give to them, the love they give to others, and come to always know there is but one love. Blessed be these life-giving chaplains whose very existence stems from the life-giving nature of God. May life always flow easily within them, and may they increase the movement of good and God within others. Blessed be these chaplains of wisdom, whose ever-expanding minds are constantly nourished by the divine. May they listen for the still, small voice within themselves and remain open and encouraging for the inner wisdom within those they pray alongside. In blessing others, may these chaplains be blessed. May the path they walk always lead them to the highest joys of life, love, and wisdom. May they guide others by the lives they live. Together we will say, ever-loving God, we give thanks for the expression of your eternal loving presence, so visible in our prayer chaplains. At this time, we're going to thank our chaplains who have been serving for the last year. You have these little dove pins.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's time. Is it okay to put oil on you?
Yeah.
All right. We bless you, Nancy, for your mind is divine mind, and you know all things are possible. We trust you in this process to discern the perfect and right words for every person that you spend time with. Kevin, you too are tapped into divine mind, God consciousness, the universe and cosmos. We trust you with our congregation to pray with, to be with, to hold in the highest consciousness. Immersed in infinite energy and love, you are a part of the eternal flow of things. No matter when or where or how you move, whether on earth with wheels or in air with wings, you are a part of everything that is, all that is, has been, or will ever be. Designed by the dreams of all divinities, all beauty and all truth are mixed in you. Knowing this, you shed your shell of doubt till free in the freedom of the mystic mind and linked to laws of love. You go about fulfilling that for which you were designed, which is to sing yourself and to share the loveliness of which you are aware. We are going to sing Here I Am, Lord, for our prayer chaplains, with our prayer chaplains. Today, for the chaplains that are recommitting, I invite you to find Audrey or Jim after service. We have a little prayer commitment that you can sign for the next year if you're continuing on. For prayer chaplains that are perhaps watching online and not here today, just reach out and we'll get you that commitment as well. Nancy and Kevin, welcome to chaplaincy. All right. Thank you. All right. YFM this Sunday, I invite Crystal to come on up. If you weren't here last week, Crystal is our new YFM coordinator. And we are so blessed to have her here with us. All right, do you have a kiddo that's coming up?
Kira's going to come.
All right, take it away.
Wherever I am and wherever I go, the light of God is always within me. Please say it with me. Wherever I am and wherever I go, the light of God is always with me.
To the chime, it's over there. Thank you. Okay. New at this. No. I don't have too much. I wasn't able to attend the talent show. I had family in town, but I've heard nothing but amazing things. So thank you to the talent. Thank you to the volunteers. Thank you to the donors. It was such a success. And according to Julie, we're doing it again. So I will carry that over for you guys. The only other announcement I have is summer camp registration. We have a couple, but those are due by the end of the month. And if you want scholarships, making sure to get those in earlier so that the funds are there for you. If you have any questions I can't answer, I have Julie's number, and so I'll text her. But let's get those in. Let's make this like transition really good for me and easy and smooth, right? So there's some blank ones over there. I can email them to you. Whatever works best for you works for me, all right? Awesome. And I can't wait to attend. I can't attend this year because I have a baby, obviously, but I'll be there. Thank you.
All right, let's pray our kiddos out as they go to their classrooms. Children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. Let your light shine. So let your light so shine. So let your light so shine. So let your light so shine. Light of the world. I'm wearing a lot of hats today. Hang on. All right. And I'm back. In a world without violence, we wake up just before sunrise. The morning paper is already seated on my front stoop with a red bow wrapped about it. The headlines say 16 inches of snow in Denver. Neighbors helping neighbors, and a black and white photograph adorns the front page. Ice holds fast in long, thick, slick sticks at the edges of rooftops. A capital H helper is available on every street for their removal, and safety measures like collecting mail from the end of our elders' driveways when it's below freezing. Last year, congregations across the country stopped using the word sinner to define their people. Instead, on the first Tuesday of the month, each community gathers to remind one another of their value and worth. Did you know that every child is fed? Breast milk swaps, organic formula is free. Breakfast and lunch is fully paid. Local farmers provide our produce, and temples and mosques hold the longest table every night. We have no need for an application to determine the fidelity of our needs. We take care of our own. Someone told me we once used weapons and words like swords upon one another, but melting stations, but church. The gardens are plentiful come harvest, made rich by the compost of our past. They feed everyone. Everyone I know is blooming.
How did I get locked up inside? What's this that renders me paralyzed? I lost myself in small pieces. It happened over time. I traded love for a heavy chain, another link every other day. I pulled it up and down the mountain. It made me wanna say, no more chains, no more chains, big and small, watch them fall. Chains, no more chains, big and small, watch them fall. I wonder now if the choice was mine. The door was open, I walked inside. Nobody had my arm twisted. Nobody made me say, the face of freedom can show up small, a tiny crack in a prison wall, a song that rises up from silence, a voice that wants to say, no more chains, no more chains, big and small, watch them fall. Chains, no more chains, big and small, watch them fall. I should let you give me wings. I should let you set me free. No more chains, no more chains, big and small, watch them fall. Chains, no more chains, big and small, watch them fall. Fall, fall.
Hello, everyone, both here and online. Okay, I'm going to save the emotion for a little bit later because I've got a talk to get through, so here we go. Love in action. I don't know if you were here in the building or online. I spoke, I think, 3 weeks ago, and the topic was on saying yes to life, and how our hearts, the center of love, are very much involved, how we radiate a field of love, right? So we can say, yeah, life is good. So in Unity it said that when we get up to speak or when we teach a class, we are really saying the same things over and over and over in different ways, from different perspectives and different angles. So today I want to build on that theme of love, of our hearts, and looking at the action, and particularly the action of giving and receiving, and how that means that others can also say yes to life because we're in this together. Okay. Ernest Holmes a very well-known New Thought teacher of the last century who is very aligned with unity and vice versa, said this: "We should give of ourselves in love and in service to others. To refuse to give is to refuse to receive, for everything moves in circles. Real giving is the givingness of the self." A story is told of a man named Sandy, a young man. He was in college at Columbia. Didn't have a lot of money, but brilliant. During his time in college, he suddenly went blind due to glaucoma. Presented huge challenges. How was he going to complete his studies? His roommate said, "I'll help you." So for countless nights, he would read to this man, his name is Sandy, so that he could complete his studies. And he graduated with honours. He went on to be accepted at Oxford University and graduated there. So time went on, and the roommate, who'd went on to further studies, found that he wasn't enjoying it. It was not his thing, even though he too was quite bright. He wanted to pursue music instead, but had no money. He needed a guitar, so he could go ahead and record a demo with his friend. So he thought of his former roommate, contacted him and asked him. And the roommate said, "Yeah, I'm happy to give you that money, $500. You were there for me when I needed you. You made my life. I want to help you make yours." That roommate who requested that $500 to record the music demo was Art Garfunkel of Simon and Garfunkel fame and The Sound of Silence, that beautiful famous song. Both Sandy and Art aligned in that cycle, that circle of giving and receiving, one of Unity's great principles. Okay, in the Christian scriptures, you probably know this story. It is set on the night before Passover, leading up to Jesus' death. And Jesus is gathered with his disciples for one last meal together. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, Jesus' power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with a towel that was wrapped around him. And that's found in John 13. So there's more detail to the story. Part of it is a couple of the disciples said, no, why should you be washing our feet? That's our job to do that for you. Not only that, normally it was the servants, the household servants' job to wash the dirty, dusty feet of those that came into the house. But here's Jesus, the great teacher, who is humbling himself and doing the job of a servant. And as he's washing the disciples' feet, he's saying, "You haven't understood what I've been teaching you. I'm showing you now. This is what it's about. If you're going to go forward and continue my message, you have to get this. You have to be able to receive from me right now." In Unity, particularly toward the end of my studies just recently, the idea of servant leadership has been introduced, and it's a concept that we probably have heard of. I've heard of it over the years. And it means, well, let's look at it. Metaphysically, a servant is someone, or us, our spiritual powers and mental faculties. In other words, the elemental forces that each of us have inside, right? So we think of servant leadership. That's for the ministers, that's for the leaders, that's for the powers that be, and right? But it's for everybody. We're all servant leaders. It starts within us. So spiritual powers and mental faculties are our servants. How do we lead them? We align with principle. We allow ourselves to be guided by our higher self versus our ego. That results in manifestation and that beautiful cycle of love in action. There's another story. I think this is a made-up story, but you might be able to identify. So there was once a builder, and he'd had a long and successful career as a carpenter. He worked for a boss, and they got along really well. They both appreciated each other, and the carpenter is very good at his work. But he was getting a bit tired. He wanted to spend more time with his family, so he went to his boss and said, "This is it. I need to leave. I want to move on to, more relaxed way of life." The boss was disappointed, of course, but he said, "Look, that's okay, but do one last thing for me. Will you build just one more house?" And the carpenter said reluctantly, "Okay, I'll do that for you." So the carpenter got to work on this one last house, but his heart was not in it. The results were mediocre. He used inferior materials. He cut corners. But the job got completed. It was done. It was okay, right? Not his best work. So when it came time to sign off with his boss, the boss looked at him, held out his hand and said, "Here's the key to the house. It's yours. Thank you for all you've done." Okay, you can imagine how that would have felt. I'm not saying, I never do this, right? I never do this sort of thing. Yes, I do. Because I lose sight that when I do something, anything, ultimately it comes back to me. It's for me. It's for my higher self. I'm connected to all there is. So what I do matters. What we do matters. So what did the carpenter do as it pertains to that little diagram here? He had all the faculties. He knew his stuff. He had access to all the materials he needed. There was no barrier there. But he lost sight of aligning with principle and being guided by his higher self. For good reason, we could say, right? He was tired. But nonetheless, the result was not was not ideal. So how do we, in community, in our families, in our relationships, bring the idea of the cycle of giving and receiving, love in action, into whatever it is we're doing? Well, we bless, right? We build community. In other words, it's a shared responsibility, servant leadership. We listen deeply rather than jumping in with our opinion or, "I know how to fix this." Right, yeah, again, not something I'd ever do. We lead by example, as Jesus did, right? "Disciples, you're not really getting my words. Here's what it means." We empower others. We see their gifts. We draw them out. We let them shine as well as ourselves. We see the divine potential in everybody, even if what we're seeing on the surface causes a reaction in us. Underneath, divine, same as we are. And we serve the mission, the higher goal, the higher purpose, whatever it is. That lifts us up, that causes us to grow and create that field, not just our own field of love, but the field of love that connects with other people. Oh, okay. No, I won't go there just yet. So, for the past 4.5 years, I've been involved in the YFM program, and I came to Unity a little while before that feeling a bit lost, a bit adrift. The faith that I thought I could count on was getting all mixed up, and I wasn't sure how to find community that could support me going forward. found my way here, and before long I began taking the prayer class and a couple of other classes, and I got hooked. I wanted to learn more. It was making sense to me. And as many of you know, about that time, this was sort of early in the pandemic, my wonderful son-in-law left us. He just didn't make it through. And so it was a time of intense grief. And so really, my journey through Unity and YFM has run parallel to my journey of grief and bereavement. So here's the good, here's the meaning that I make of that. Were it not for that incredible loss, the questions that have been circling around in my mind would not have come to the fore. They took on a new intensity. Why do we suffer? Where is God? Where are my people? All those sorts of questions. Why is my prayer not effective? Okay? And I was starting to get some answers, not in the way I expected, not at all, but I was getting them. So in short order, I was asked to step into the YFM program, and I had been working with youth in my career, and I had grandchildren, and I was very happy to do it. I had no idea the connection that I would feel and the joy that I would feel working with the youth. And so to be at this point where it's like, okay, it's going to be different. When we're not separating, it's going to be different. I'll be popping back in now and then because I still have a role with the regional youth program. But it's a change, and I reflect back with joy to see them grow to very, very tall and beautiful people, and to see the opening. And I say this to anybody who will listen, Unity principles work, and our kids soak them up. And I'm not ashamed to say I feel immense pride when I see them, say at a youth rally, and they're asked a question or offered to give some insight, and they share it, and I think, yeah, you've got it. It's just such a satisfying thing for me. So getting to know the youth, their families, the support of this community for the youth program has buoyed me up and has made the youth feel that they are welcome here week in, week out. So I'm very appreciative of that. I'm also very appreciative to have been mentored and supported by our ministers and our board and our new spiritual leader, because I felt empowered. That one there in the bless, empowering others, that's what I felt. I stepped into what I was doing feeling quite wobbly, but I felt empowered as I went along. So they demonstrated servant leadership. Our families demonstrate servant leadership, and our youth also. They're going to be the leaders of the future. They're learning it right now. I am also grateful for the support of the congregation, the board, ministers, to begin a new ministry at Unity of Gold Canyon. If you don't know, Gold Canyon is due east. Which way are we? That way? Down the freeway, about 30 minutes drive from here. And I'm very happy to announce 1:30 p.m. Sunday, June 14th, will be our very first meeting. You are invited to be there from the beginning. It will be held in the living room. It sounds intriguing. It's at my house, right? We have been trying to find a more public place to meet, but it's big enough. So, don't hold back if you want to come say hi, or if you're called to do more. There are the details. Text, that's the Unity of Gold Canyon dedicated number, so anytime you want to find out anything, or info@unitygoldcanyon.org. and we'll send you the address, the gate code, everything you need to find us on that day. And then we'll be meeting every Sunday going forward at that time. So more news to come on that. But I just feel incredibly grateful and supported over the past few years, and now as I'm graduating, getting ordained, and stepping into what I'm called to do. So going back to our blessed list, I invite you now to look at that list and consider what is your thing, what stands out to you most. We all have particular strengths. Have a look. I also invite you to look at that list and see, is there something that's calling you into greater awareness? And I mentioned the listening deeply for me. Even though, yeah, I'm a good listener, I think. But some things are hard to listen to. And I want to practice, okay? When somebody is feeling all the feels, let's say, can I contain it? Can I be there? That's my growing edge. So that's an example of how it can be. It doesn't mean it's a fault at all. It's an invitation into higher awareness and into the greater good. So yeah, think of those two things over the next little while. And another invitation going forward this week, homework if you choose, is to catch yourself when you are acting from your servant leadership. You know you do it, but notice it and celebrate it. And know that you are, by doing that, you are in that flow of giving and receiving. And you are indeed love in action. And so it is. Amen.
As we head into meditation, for our meditation time right now, I invite you, as we always do, to get comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish, and just relax. Let go of any points of tension you might be feeling in your body. Feel the floor beneath your feet. And allow yourself to be drawn into the stillness within. Breathe into that place of stillness. Center in on your heart. And see a light there, the light
of Christ. The light that is warm and that is always guiding us. Allow that light to fill you, to fill your whole being. And silently affirm, I am in the flow of love, of giving and receiving. I affirm all my gifts, all my talents, all that I am, and see myself stepping into greater and greater good. See yourself being a part of that circulation that emanates from your heart, that connects with other hearts. Knowing that whatever happens, whatever comes along, love truly is the answer. Focus again on that warmth, that guiding light within. Allow it to radiate out. See yourself being a part of the great oneness. To know that you matter. To know that you are loved and that you are love itself. Let's return now to this room in gratitude for who we are, seeing the truth of the divinity that we are, and seeing the truth of the divinity of all those that we see and experience around us. We are always divinely supported. And so it is, so we let it be. Amen.
Wow. Thank you, Julie. Love in action. That's what we're about here, love in action. And in action, to support our home. This is my faith home, and I'm guessing a lot of you feel that same way. It's a faith, a spiritual, a constant. It's a constant. So supporting it, being grateful, being appreciative for what it is. I am appreciative of this constant in my life. And I was thinking about gratitude and actually thinking about volunteerism. And because I love working hospitality, I'm a volunteer in hospitality, and we need hospitality volunteers. We really need hospitality volunteers. And it is a wonderful, wonderful kind of ministry. You get to sample a lot of very nice things, you know. You have to check it, you know, make sure it's fit for human consumption. You know, one Sunday a month, and if we had enough volunteers, it could be one Sunday every other month. Working with another person, providing hospitality in the true sense, food and welcome. So think about that. If you ever have questions, you can ask me, you can ask Juliet, because it is really something we need. That's sharing your time and your talent. And then in terms of sharing your bucks, seriously, there's the screen. But you all know you can give in the bookstore, you can do snail mail, And then with the Vanco app, I have that memorized, so I'm doing okay, I think. That is, something where you can support on a regular basis. That's really something very important that we depend on to know. And then creating tomorrow, the capital campaign. That's something we'll be talking about and having some fun with, actually. Just think doors. Okay. All right. There we are. I think I went through that. So then we don't need that. And that's me. And that's the beginning. And I don't know. Let's see if we can. There we are. It's divine love. I see it. I see it. I can read it. Just leave it there. Here. All right. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not afraid to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you like, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And when we both get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, well, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear. I will stand real close and say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. You know how it goes. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Let me hear you now. Thank you for being a friend. 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 And when we die and float away into the night, the Milky Way, you'll hear me call as we ascend. I'll see you there. Then once again, thank you for being a friend. 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 Doesn't it feel good? Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend.
We haven't seen Kirsten in a little while. And she is a wonderful friend to Unity of Mesa, and we're very grateful. All right, praying over this offering. We are one with the opulence of God. We are now in the flow of infinite abundance, and we give thanks for the prosperity that is ours by divine right. Conversation starter today is, not out of love, not like you stepped out of love. How have you acted as love is probably what I could have written. So how have you acted as love recently? If you need something to talk to someone about today in fellowship, or as you're collecting things from the swap today, how have you acted out of love, as love, recently? Chaplains, new and existing, that are ready and willing to pray with us today, if you don't mind rising so we can see where you are. We have John and Erica and Jim and Nancy and Kevin, maybe, and Sharon and Judy. You've got a lot of options. If they look like they'll pray with you, pray with somebody. No, find a prayer chaplain, bring to them what you would like to see created in your life. Bring to them your gratitude. It's so important that we remember to give thanks for the prosperity that is ours each and every day. We have hospitality inside today because it's officially summer and we don't want you to cook. We have the swap shop that's going on, and then we have the Think Again book study today at 11:45, and it'll be right here in the sanctuary. If you have not read Think Again, come anyway. It's a really special space. Let's say the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you for being a friend. 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 Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, I love it. Let's get a picture. Okay. You did so good today. Well rested.